Okay, welcome everybody. After a very long floor session, we are in Senate Economic Development, Housing and General Affairs, where we are turning our attention first briefly to a piece of our housing bill, which has just been recommitted from this committee, which is S328. And we're going to have the Commissioner of Housing and Community Development go through one of the sections, section 1, for to begin that conversation. And then at about 7 of 12, we are going to shift to the redrafted resolution, and that we need to vote on JRS 37, which we have a redraft from Michael, and we will be able to vote out so that it can get to the floor and then to the House in time for the Olympics, because it pertains to the Olympics and it's moved once the Olympics start. So that is the hope for the brief time we have together. And I think we thank all our colleagues here for a thoughtful discussion on the Senate floor. Lengthy but thoughtful. So Alex, we welcome you to the table. Do you need some help, David? Great. All right. Welcome. So we will begin with section 1 and 328.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, Alex Farrell, Commissioner of the Department of Housing and Community Development. Starting with section 1, I'll cover it at a high level, and if there are questions, we can either dive into more today or when I come back tomorrow.
Right. And just remind us, if you would, section 1 is
the housing targets. And so specifically this brings the work of the housing targets into the municipal plan. So maybe I'll talk about what this section seeks to accomplish, as I believe it's brought over from the administration's housing bill S267. I don't believe there are any modifications. Okay. So the objective of this is to align state, regional, and municipal planning. This committee very aware of your work on it, that the housing needs assessment feeds into what are now the housing targets that were established in the Home Act. Act 181 established that DHCD is responsible for measuring progress towards those, and that the targets would be distributed by region and then further distributed to the municipality by the regional planning commissions. Since that work has been done, there's great interest from the state's part, RPC's part, in seeing those housing targets now incorporated in the municipal plan. So what this section seeks to accomplish is to have municipalities analyze the targets, so really just understand the targets that have been delivered to them by the Regional Planning Commission. The RPC does the work, has already done the work, and then determine whether or not their current regulatory scheme and municipal plan can accommodate those housing targets. If they can't, they just need to catalog the constraints. So basically demonstrate to us why they cannot meet those. It could be that there's a regulatory constraint, there may not be enough buildable area, or what I suspect will be the feedback we'll hear most often when somebody can't.
That's 328.
When somebody can't
target the bill we just sent back.
I suspect it'll be because there's municipal water and wastewater constraints. I think the infrastructure is going to be one of the big constraints. And so because we have that release valve where we're not saying change your regulatory scheme right now to ensure that you can accommodate them in this moment, because you can tell us why you can't, and if you can't, now we're creating a feedback loop so that the department and the RPCs can essentially catalog what the state needs to invest in, what the state needs to do to support these communities, including it may be municipal planning right from my department that update the zoning. So that's really at a high level what we're achieving here. The I won't choose to testify for VLCT, but I can just say, because there's sort of that release valve of catalog why you can't. VLCT has been supportive of this, or at least sees that it's they can accommodate this. I'll stop there. So,
I'm
glad to hear the VLCT, because I just raised the question about whether or not this would mandate if they already have a comprehensive plan on a cycle with a 5, 8 years, whatever it is, this would force them to do that just the next time they have to update it. Great, that's your intent.
Right.
Great.
sort of on schedule, incorporate these targets.
That's right.
And so it's just incorporated into the sort of natural rhythm of our planning commissions and so.
Yes, that's right.
Great. And I think I also would say it's the RPCs have done this work in conjunction with their planning commissions.
That's
I
right.
mean, this was very important to us that as towns set their housing targets, that people really weigh in. Many of us have been to a number of these rollouts. Yes, the RPCs did the rollout, but the towns have really had a lot of say in many of these targets sets, I believe.
They have in many
Except my understanding.
in many cases. Yeah. And I think every RPC did them slightly differently, but largely have similar methodologies.
And they're not all done, as we know. These are done and due finish December 26th.
That's right. The regional plans.
So any questions on this section in terms of the housing targets? I think this is pretty straightforward and one to me, this is a piece of the next step.
Right.
This is the next step.
An alignment thing.
Great. Any other section you'd like to chat about? You have another whole 5 minutes.
I better not because bigger discussions. But what I plan to discuss when we come back in section 3, I believe you all wanted to hear about, which
Right.
was and I'll let you all know right off the bat, this was some placeholder language that was sort of in the event that there was substantial one-time funding available, what could have happened. And so
Section 3, just to remind everybody, is the offsite construction accelerator.
that's right. And the concept would have been to do a large demonstration project with a one-time injection of funds to essentially operate a pilot project comparable to middle income homeownership development program, but with a particular site, a particular municipality demonstrating how offsite could work, and then creating some lessons learned out of that. Because there isn't a plan for that one-time investment, there are aspects of this we can undertake, and I can dive into more details on that when I come back. But I think this section is dramatically changed from how it was originally drafted, given the circumstances.
So this committee, as you do represent the administration, but we represent the legislature. And I think that I think what we'd all appreciate understanding is the value of this pilot. We are going to be given a sandbox to work in how much that pilot would cost us. And if we can be asking for a piece of that in our sandbox, conceivably. So I don't think if you feel strongly about this pilot, I would ask you not to give up on it and to see if we can A, do pieces of it, and B, depending on the cost, what we might accomplish, looking at what you were hoping for, looking at what we could conceivably do with less. But that's up to us to ask for appropriations. And so I think the value of this, we need to understand and appreciate.
I feel strongly about elements of it that do not require a demonstration project to move forward. And so that's what I
Okay.
can.
And I think we're all eager to hear that.
Great.
And then you will also be weighing in on a couple other sections, I think.
You may have asked about tax credits. Sounds like this maybe contemplates an increase.
Yes, the downtown tax credits are in our economic development bill because that really serves the entire economic development, not just housing, as are our brownfields money. Those are all in our economic development bill. So we are asking you to come back and testify about that.
Oh, great. So
that may be what we're asking for tomorrow because we're looking at the economic development bill tomorrow. So I think that's what you're talking about.
yes. Yep. Great.
Okay. Great. Terrific. Thank you. That tees us up for that section. Very helpful to get one section done.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And thanks for your patience while we
Of
worked
course.
our way through one of the most important nominations that we had addressed for the Supreme Court. Michael Chernick, would you join? Thank you.
Good morning, Senators.
Thanks, Alex.
Michael Chernick, Legislative Counsel. I am here regarding JRS 37. That's the Olympic resolution that you discussed
Thank you
last
very
week.
much.
I have copies for everyone. I can give one to the committee assistant. Is that right? I made probably more than I needed, but I just playing it safe.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So- To go over this, the Committee on Economic Development and Housing General Affairs, which was referred to JRH 37, and the original name of the resolution. And there are some changes here. You made requests for changes. And what all the changes are so incorporated. They were primarily at the end, see, whereas Nordic, first clause is the same. The second clause, the historic clause, I think there's a slight change. No, I think it's the second historic clause is the same. And I talked about this for century. And then, whereas women have exhibited outstanding Nordic combined performances in non-Olympic competition. And it mentions Tara Garrity Moats. Went on to the next A. It's open for me, yes. And then I say that unfortunately, the exclusion of women from Olympic Nordic competition persuaded Tara Garrity Moats to pursue her Olympic dream to be a badminton athlete. And then runs the proud home of many outstanding women Olympians. I think that's a slight change who are medal winners in sports other than Nordic combined. And whereas initially, ironically, although the IOC initially welcomed the political declaration, the UN declaration, that it continued to exclude Nordic combined for the 26 Olympics on a gender equality basis. And then when beyond 2026, Nordic combined and competition may be imperiled as the IOC may decide to eliminate. And then this gets Chad, whereas the International Ski and Snowboard Federation, all the groups that are supporting this. And then whereas the General Assembly supports in solidarity with national and international ski organizations and numerous skiers across the globe, the introduction of long overdue gender equality in Nordic combined. And then this new clause, whereas the General Assembly urges the IOC only to introduce, this is new, only to introduce new Olympic sports. And I did say winter or summer, because my understanding was it was meant to be generic, that practice gender equality. And then the transmission clause, and then the title gets changed slightly. Joint resolution supporting in solidarity with national and international ski organizations and numerous skiers across the globe the introduction of long overdue gender equality in Nordic combined Olympic competition, and urging that the International Olympic Committee IOC only introduce new Olympic sports that practice gender equality. Two comments on that. Number one, as I said, I did mention summer versus winter as I was instructed. And secondly, that as a techie point, the IOC abbreviation will be now in the title. So therefore, I didn't have to write it out every time.
That requires a test.
Thank you, Michael. I think you did what we asked and incorporated both the how proud Vermont is of its Olympians and asking for gender equality among all sports and all competitions. Yes.
I don't mean to split hairs. I was going to ask about the IOC, but I don't see.
It's in the
I don't
it's in
see
the
it.
title.
I don't see it on International Olympic. I don't see it.
It's in the title.
Where?
Oh no, on the last. Yeah, remember this is going to be the title now.
Oh, I got you. The title is changed.
And
Yeah.
when we make a change, and when we
Yeah,
make a
all right.
change in title by way of an amendment, the title goes at the end.
Now I
But
see.
when it's published, it's going to be at the top.
Thank
And the original title will be just gone.
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm good.
David and Randy? Okay. I think, Michael, thank you. I think you've done what we asked, and I would ask for a motion to move the amended JRS 37 draft 1.1. And who might be kind enough to move that? David, thank you. And I don't believe you need a second, but I would ask that the clerk then call the roll.
Yes, ma'am. So Senator Brock,
Yes.
Senator Chipman,
Yes.
Senator Robbinsdale, Senator Weeks, yes, Senator Clarkson.
Yes.
4-0.
Thank you. And who would be interested in reporting this, Thomas, as the father of daughters? Would you, David, you're the father of daughters. And Randy, all of you are the father of daughters, and I am not. So, I am not a father, nor do I have daughters. So who would like to,
I know. one of the-
she didn't even, I mean, she wasn't here to vote, so I don't think it's fair to add, I mean, we could if we wanted. It will take,
If you want me to, I don't mean to chuckle, I don't ski, I'm a terrible watcher, and so I don't know this.
maybe that makes you the perfect person.
Okay. Unless Senator Weeks wants some floor time. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thomas, you'll do an excellent job.
Do I just have to read it aloud, or is there background on this?
Yes, Morley, you can get it from Morley.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think you can get the whole thing from Morley, and
And Senator Morley has a complete.
That'd be great. I will ask him about that. Thank you.
great. Thank you very much.
You're
And
very
with that, we will be here, starting again at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, when we will be taking up our economic development bill. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow. Offline.
Is there any precedent for just punting to Senator Morley for me to, since I'm on the committee, but to have him speak to it?